One of the ways that you can speed up fat loss is improving your sleep. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 6 ways you can speed up fat loss for women over 40. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50 get in fantastic shape. And one of the things that's a massive frustration, isn't it, is how slow fat loss is when we're over 40. I know from my own experience, losing fat takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. So I thought I'd make a video to give you the tips to actually speed up this process. Now, if you watch any of my other content, you'll know that I'm not a fan of faddy, crash or quick fix diets or really extremely fast fat loss. Actually, what that does is it damages your metabolism, but there are some ways we can make it quicker, and I'm going to give you a quick guideline. How long, in my experience working with women over 40 and with my own body, fat loss should take. You should notice between 3 and 6 weeks some small changes, and in 12 weeks or 3 months other people should start to notice and compliment you. And in 6 to 12 months, that's when you can see a more significant change. That's when you're gonna look quite a bit different from what you did at the start of the process. And if you're new to my channel and you're not familiar with my over 40 weight loss method, I'm going to link a video up here that tells you exactly the strategies for weight loss for women over 40 and going through menopause. So let's get into it. What can we do to achieve faster fat loss? When I'm getting ready for a bikini show, I implement most of these strategies. Number 1 is moving more. So it's a really good idea if you're recording the number of steps you get in with some kind of fitness watch or tracker. If you're getting in at the moment 3,000 steps a day, increase that to 5,000 steps. And if you're getting in 7,000 steps a day, increase that to 10,000 steps. And what's that going to do? Well, moving more is going to make your calorie deficit bigger. In other words, the amount of energy that you're burning compared to the amount of energy that you're consuming with food, that's going to get greater. That's a really good way of doing things, and definitely one that I do when I'm competing for a show. Because what you don't want to do, if you're already doing your high intensity interval training, you don't want to put in more intense activity at this age, because there's a limit to what you can do that remains healthy. Number 2 is get really precise about what you are eating. So that's going to mean tracking, and that's going to mean weighing out your food. And I know a lot of people believe this is boring, but when you actually start seeing results from it, you won't think it's boring anymore. And it actually gets really simple once you get used to weighing out your food. So you're going to need to know exactly how many calories you are consuming, track those, and the balance of your carbs, protein and fats. If you're following one of my meal plan programs, you actually don't need to worry about that, because it does that all for you. But it's really important that you're precise about this, because the more precise you are, the better results you're going to get. The number 3 thing is I'm going to talk about consistency. So what you need to let go of is letting go of those cheat days or those meals out, the things where you go off plan with your food. You're going to have to be consistent with your training and consistent with your activity, and it's really going to pay off. And normally I would say to women, well, if you're doing this 80% of the time, that's good enough. But if you want to achieve faster fat loss, do it 100% of the time. So that's going to mean planning ahead. That's going to mean meal prep. is planning ahead when you know you're going to be able to fit your training in. So for me, you know, if I'm getting ready for a show or a photo shoot, I need to understand how I'm getting my training in by bringing equipment with me or finding a local gym if I'm traveling. And then it's the same thing with food, it's planning ahead. So it might be, if you know you're traveling away, phone up the hotel ahead to see if they'd let you use their fridge, or book something that's self-catering accommodation where you can plan and bring your own food. And if you've got an event on, you know, family gathering where there's food, you might even need to bring your own food in order to stay on track. Because what I'm talking about here is faster fat loss. You don't have to do these things, but if you want faster fat loss, doing this 100% of the time is going to be the key thing. That 20% extra over doing this 80% of the time, that's what's going to make a big difference. And talking about events, this leads me nicely on to having an event or a goal in mind. This is going to help you achieve faster fat loss. So if you can mark something out in the calendar where you know you want to look your best and be in fantastic shape. So it could be a wedding, it could be a big birthday milestone that you've got coming up, it could be a vacation, or even booking a photo shoot. Now, a photo shoot doesn't have to be for a model. It can be for ordinary women like you, like me, that just want a really nice set of portrait photos. And there are lots of photographers that would be happy to do this and really make you look your best and shine on the day. And this really does apply also to women of all shapes and sizes. You don't need to be really lean or really skinny to do a photo shoot. The number 5 thing I'm going to talk about, and I talked about this, didn't I, at the start, is working on your sleep. Now, sleep does not come easy when we get to this age. When we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond, it's really tough. And I know with my own experience over the last 4 to 5 years, sleep issues, and it's something that I have to work at. But you're honestly going to achieve, if you can get a little bit more on top of your sleep, faster fat loss. And I'm going to talk about why. Poor sleep, what does it cause? It causes insulin resistance. It causes our hormones to go out of balance. It can cause sugar cravings, and it impacts on hormones, ghrelin and leptin, which are the hormones that control your appetite. Your appetite can get less easy to control, and I expect you feel that, don't you, when you've had a really bad night's sleep. You can try going to bed and getting up at the same time every day. And you know, there's actually been some research to show that people that go to bed at 10 o'clock are much healthier physically and mentally when they go to bed early, go to bed at 10 o'clock. And you know, you do need to be getting around 7 to 8 hours of sleep. You've probably heard me say this before, but it's no tech before bed. That's really going to help you. You know, no tech an hour before bed, I would say. So that's kind of no screen times on tablets and smartphones and computers. Clear your bedroom of clutter so it's a nice calming environment. Use things like lavender oils or lavender candles or a vaporizer to make the bedroom much more relaxing. Play a relaxing audio. Have a bath if you're not getting night sweats before you go to bed. And keep the temperature cool. So have a window open, have some cooling sheets, or if you're lucky enough to have air conditioning, keep that on for a while just before you go to bed. And some of the supplements that have actually been recommended by doctors that I've had on this channel are ashwagandha, L-theanine, melatonin, and valerian. And the 6th thing that I'm going to talk about is accountability. Accountability is really going to speed up your fat loss. So if you've got someone that you're accountable to, so it might be a coach, It might be a personal trainer, it could be a work colleague, it could be a family member, it could be your partner. It's really good to actually sign an accountability contract. So you make an agreement with them, you have it in writing, and you actually sign it. These are the things I'm going to do to achieve my fat loss. It's really going to help, believe it or not, writing things down and signing a contract. Or you can have group accountability. So I run a group coaching program called the Belly Fat Bootcamp Challenge, and I will link that in the description. That's where women work with me personally and also other women in the group to achieve fat loss. So if you're doing this all together, you've got group accountability, you're much more likely to stick to it. And I actually do have accountability in my app, which is available on iPhone and Android, and I will link that in the description. Do let me know in the comments if you're going to try these faster fat loss methods. I know they really do work for me when I'm coming up for a show or a photo shoot. And don't forget, I'm going to link here a detailed video guide on how to lose weight for women over 40 and going through menopause.